Hello and welcome to another Gaffer and Gear. In today's episode, we're going to talk about deliberately lighting for reflections on surfaces. So about 3 months ago, I had a shoot where we needed to get a reflection on a glass window. And this is fantastic on TV commercials because basically you're getting two shots at once. You're getting the subject and you're getting their POV. So it really compacts your shots down and you get the most out of your 30-second TV commercial. So before we go any further, a big thank you to Pepper Brand Managers for letting me use this footage. They're the production company. And also to Terry Hope, who is the cinematographer, for letting us show his work. So basically, you've got the camera here pointing at the window. Here's our boy, here's the dog, and you've got the reflection of the digger. So pretty straightforward really, but here's where a lot of people mess up, a lot of cinematographers tend to mess up, and that is on exposure. So a lot of people tend to light the thing that's in reflection at the same exposure they'd light it if they were shooting it directly. And the problem with that is you don't get a solid reflection. You need to have the thing that's in reflection lit way brighter than the subject that is not. And a good starting point is 3 to 4 times the brightness. Now, to give you some idea of the extreme ratios on this, the boy and the dog were lit with an Aladdin softbox on a boom arm. Now, that Aladdin is running with a full magic cloth diffusion and has a snap grid on it. It is also only running at about 30% brightness. The digger, on the other hand, was lit with a 1.2K HMI par that was nearly in full spot. Right, so let's imagine that you're really fussy and you want to get a meter reading off your reflection. Well, the best way to do it is with a spot meter and take it off the glass. Now, to make sure you're not getting any contaminated reading from anything on the other side of the glass, the stuff that's not in reflection, basically just get a best boy or your gaffer to hold a floppy up on this side. Now let's talk about using reflections to get highlights. So this comes in really handy if you're shooting something that is transparent. So about 10 years ago, I had this TV shoot where we had a product that was a plastic container and we had to highlight the rims. The rims were a very important part of the design. So how we did this was using reflections. So basically the highlights on the rims are from a reflection of the octadome above. Now, where reflections really come in handy for lighting is if you've got to light something that's black and reflective. Now, this shoot was a long time ago and the DOP was Tony Brennan. So this shoot was before we had LED lights. Pretty much studio jobs were all done tungsten. And we also got notified about this job the morning of the shoot. So the shoot was in the afternoon. We found out in the morning that we were doing it and we had next to no budget. So a few disclaimers in there for people who are fussy looking at how we shot things. Okay, so we've got 2 sets of reflections in play. The first set of reflections is on the car. So those reflections are from a slash on the wall, which is done with 2 Studio 5Ks. And the light on the front of the car is a reflection of the 12x12 on the other side of the set. Now the next set of deliberate reflections that we have are on the wheels, basically highlighting the metal. So basically from the camera's perspective, it's a reflection of a 12x12 diffusion. Now when it comes to using reflections for lighting, you don't just have to use lights, you can use blacks. So in this setup here, you can see we've got a Studio 5K giving a wash on a wall, we've got another 5K doing a highlight, and we've got a skirt of black. So let's have a look on the monitor. So this is a reflection of the black skirt, and this is a reflection of the highlight. Now, if you think I'm giving away a lot of secrets here, there is a crap ton more going on in this shot than just those 2 elements. Now, in terms of reflections on products, you don't have to use film and television diffusers. Perspex is fantastic for bending into shape. Now, finally, if you want your product shots to look fantastic, here's a big tip. Hire a cinematographer and hire a gaffer. I'm Andrew Locke. See you on the next episode of Gaffer and Gear.